Hi guys, Captain Alfred here. We're gonna talk about a movie, A Boy and His Dog, from 1975. It's an interesting movie. I watched it all yesterday, I think, and it's a story about a boy named Vic and a dog named Blood, I think. Pretty interesting, and also they are scavenging out. In the beginning, we're seeing in the movie that they're scavenging out for food and survival, and it's World War IV now in that movie. And I don't remember the year, but year 24, year 22-4 is the year. Perfect. Yeah, it's the year. And what more? They are basically, the guy is frustrated because he has not a date for many days, and the dog wants more food, pretty much. And in their travels, in the beginning, or in the progression of the movie, they find a woman, or they hear a woman, and they are a gang of throat cutters, they are called, of some sort. And they had fortunately killed her off. And he said she could be very more useful for 2 or 3 times. Was in the movie. And the dog just complained against him. And it's a nice voice of the dog, actually. And also, afterwards, they are going to a city or a type of town, a little town with tiers as houses and such. And they are talking about how the world come to crush some type of jokes. And the dog is just complaining against Vic, and Vic is saying shush, shut, and being angry at him sometimes. And it's actually based off a comic, an old comic book. And this movie is the inspiration of Fallout 4, or Fallout in general, about the dog and the companion of the human. And he also says, "Shut up, dog meat." And the other guy says, "Shut up, Frank," to counterattack his argument. But also they are coming to town, and then they are going in and searching around, and he says, or he stands in one of the places that you can sit in the town. That's his pearl, and it's not a sitting place exactly, it's a garbage place with a dead body beside him. And he's saying, "Can you please find me a woman?" And he says, "I can find you one if you give me food." But he says, "No, I will not give you food. You have not found me for weeks. You have the last food months. 2 months ago you had last food. Find me a woman." He said, "Yeah, I cannot work. I cannot work because I'm hungry." He says, "Work, god damn it." And he also says, "You were a police dog." "Yeah, I were a police dog." And he says, "Of the promised land." The dog is like a person that's smart and smooth. I don't know the actor of the dog, but pretty good. It's a telepathic dog that talks to him in the brain. Sorry for mentioning that. But he promised the promised land. He says, "Oh, you can go around with zebras and giraffes and live like I promised." And he says, "Yeah, we can go around with zebras and giraffes then and eat and break our food and do our food." And was that so easy, eh? He's counterattacking the dog of speech because the dog is mocking him about the idea of that. "Oh, should we grow our own food and stuff? Do you think it's so easy?" And then he says, "I will find a woman for you." After their, what should we say, this counter argument, he says, "If I give you food, I can cook you food or something. Just find me a woman." And he says, "Oh, you're so funny when you're sexually frustrated." The dog. And the dog is a guy, so that's at least funny for a bit. But then they're coming later in, and they are coming to a movie theater, or a type of camp movie theater, and Vic is saying about to the shopkeeper that keeps his guns and keep his gun and other guns, so says, "If it comes some rust in, I will beat the shit out of you to death. If it comes of one rust stain, I will beat the shit out of you myself." So the other guy says, "Yeah," and the other guy is arguing about being threatened to his boss, That is the guy that controls the theater, or you can go in and buy. But you need to sell some food to get popcorn or other things. And the movie they're watching was not so... Okay, it was a bit fun with cowboys, but... Yeah... Basically, there were grown men and children watching a movie that was not funny. Kind of funny if I was a teenager, but I'm 20 years old, so I'm not a teenager anymore. Sorry. But it was fun. And he wants popcorn. He says, no, you're not getting popcorn if you don't find me a woman. But he says, yeah. And I will find you a woman then. And they're watching the movie, and... Quite weird. I'm watching a movie that... Within a movie, I'm watching another movie. And it's an old-fashioned movie. It's like... rolling old-fashioned with... yellow background and people moving in the movie. In the film. And... Of course, sexual frustration. Or sexual movie. In that movie he's watching. And then he hears that his dog says... Or he says... Find me a woman. He says, I smell a woman here in the same area we are in. And he says, can you please say me what we find it? Nope, I cannot. I need food or something, popcorn or something. He says, yeah, please, I will find you that. I will find you that. You're the most intelligent canine in your class. He's bragging and saying, yeah, give me food, I will find her, easy. And he says like, yeah, how does she look? He has a cap, she has a hat. Or a type of hat, with blue hat or something, and then a coat, and she's sitting somewhere in the movie theater. Find her yourself. But he says, please, more detail. He said, yeah, that was all the details, but he said, give me popcorn, and he says, yeah, you're the best canine in your class. No one surpasses you. And he's like, yeah, she's here, she's there, she's gonna go there. And then he says, yeah, you're gonna get your popcorn, and then they got their popcorn. And he ate a bit of the popcorn after the dog ate it. Which is not so good. And not so hygienic. The dog is eating it first, and then he eats it. But anyway, he says, the female got away in that direction. And they follow, and then find a house, or a type of buried whole house. That's a gym. Huh. How did a gym get buried in the sand? But oh wait. It was nuclear war, so it makes sense. It got buried in the sand, and then he... Yeah... then he tried to date her, and tried to even attack her, which was stupid. And... Then she's talking about, do you have parents? And he says, I don't have any parents at all. He's a bit of cocky. He's a bit of a jerk, can we say. And then she says she's from Tennessee, Texas. And then they start to make out weirdly, and the dog is like, I don't stand the smell, bye bye. And then they are going away, and she says stay with me, and blah blah blah. Oh wait, before that they were attacked by knife. The knife dude I told you about before. It was a pretty good fight. It was pretty intense. She shot them with an M16, and he shot them with apart rifles, and the dog attacked the person and bite it off, and then bite it off the dog, and he actually beated the other enemy's dog. But you know, he attacked the psychic dog friend, so... Yeah, for those that doesn't like animal violence, don't watch this. But, point across. They fix that, and she says, can you come with me, blah blah blah. And then, out of nowhere, he is going to find her again, and then she's like, I'm going away, and he's like, what? Where did you go? It's like, no, don't go. And the dog says, don't go, says Blood, the dog. But the dog was also wounded in the leg, but also they find a weird or mysterious vault, or a type of mysterious door at least. A mysterious door, and then when he comes further in, he hears about Africa, he hears about the North Pole, and we see hundreds of graves under the vault. When he goes under that, when he goes under the vault, he finds a lot of graves, hundreds of white graves without names, weirdly enough. And then he hears a reporting message from jungles and stuff that they don't have now, and He gets captured clean by force by people that live in the vault, weird enough. And I got freaking scared. I got a bit scared, and we can say they are kind of weird. They eat like this, and they eat slowly, and they look at me slowly and scary. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? In a way. And they have only white paint, and they have clown faces. Pretty scary. Good voice. They are good actors in this movie, but I don't remember all of the actors. And then we discover that in the whole society they get forced to be married, and they are in a type of communist state, which is interesting in a way if they would take that. And they are type of farmers, and they also have parades, normal American parades that go around with music and stuff. And the dog is waiting outside upstairs, and he is forced into the society, and like, yeah, what are you doing it? He is a bit criticizable, he is a bit of a douchebag sometimes, but deadly so, because he's living in a world that every person can kill you, basically. And he also stole, PS, he also stole food from other guys before. And then they're forcing him to be a breeding device, a weird breeding device after torture or something, after when he wants to not be cooperated in the society and work in the society. And the chick we saw before is the mayor's daughter in the city, or in the community, and wants not to be forced to be married, and she's gonna get to be forced, and she wants to be the leader of the whole community. She wants to be the boss, so she tries to make our protagonist assassinate her parents, but he's like, nope, I'm not doing that, I'm getting out of here. And also some fun moments were when everyone in the vault is forced into marry the specific people, and they say, oh, he has now so much intelligence. They talk about his intelligence. His intelligence is not good, below average. His personality is below average. They're basically dating him, or collecting his data of what he is a person, type of person. And afterwards he gets forced to be, sorry, I'm tracking out. I need to remember where it was. Yes. She is forced to be married to another guy and doesn't want to be, and she wants to be the leader, blah blah blah. And the parents are laughing. And then the poor bastard that we have as protagonist, pretty nice anyway, he gets forced to be a breeding cow. For sperms. For the people there. What the hell? And he gets out of there, help of the chick. She beats someone with crowbar. And they are literally having the ceremony of, get married, besides the guy that's getting bred as a cow. With a pump. With a suck pump or something. It's not interesting, but it's fun. Okay, it's not so fun, it's weird. It's like, what the fuck did he do? And yeah, he gets out of there, he gets escaping, and they want to escape, and then they have a special, P.S. I forgot something. They capture him, before they captured him with a person, who is a farm-looking person, that is a robot, that tries to kill the other three boys, that were three boys, that should be the being candidates to other three chicks, or even to the main protagonist, other chick. And they get snapped in their necks and killed quickly, because they are unworthy of the vault standards, from what the overseer says, or the person who leads the vault says. And also, they also think that the dogs that they had one dog in the society, they also think that the dog is telepathic and that they are talking to each other. But that's a bit of bullshit, because we have the only person that can talk with the dogs in the movie, that main protagonist. So anyway, they escaped, and he tried to shoot him. He fucking shot him 3 or 6 rounds into the robot guy, and he dies finally. Or he didn't die, he got broken and destroyed, and then he fall down and he didn't die, but They got escaped. They at least escaped, but he missed a couple of shots, really. For a person that tries to survive in the wasteland, he is not a good shooting. He shot him at least, but anyway. They get out of the vault, and then she says, the dog is dying, he's bleeding, he will not live. He says, go to the paradise. He says, no, I don't want to leave you. Yeah, he says, I don't want to leave you and stuff, and between those. And this is my fun parts, or the weird parts of the video, of the movie. The weird parts better explained. Yeah, as I said before, in the vault, he was strapped into a chair, strapped into a bed, like nauseating, like he was in a drug trip or something. He was still active of like, yeah, they're doing stupid shit to me. But he was like this, and then they were sucking, sorry, beep, beep, they were, what should we say, doing the things with the cows, when they stoop in the cows things to get out the milk. But they were doing it with the sperms instead. And he's saying, what the fuck are you doing with my sperms, really? Jeez. He's like talking in a Texas accent, and then we remember what I said in the other one, or I remember that in the same area they are saying, yeah, in father and love you're gonna get married and divorced with heart and belief, and they are commies. They're communist. Okay, I understand, even if you have politic of not commies or whatever, that's not the point. It was like, what are you doing? Why are you having the ceremony here in the same room that the guy is getting spermed out of? Stupid choice. But anyway, there were like 20 women waiting outside for his sperms. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? For his sperms or other guys? What the hell are they doing here? Are they the fucking CIA? Capturing people and like, yeah, you can go down here. It's not a problem. I make you clean first and then we take out your sperms. It's all fine. It's fine. It's not weird. We're a clown society with clown faces. Jesus, come on. At least they're good voice actors and good actors here. But come on. Is this not a warning like, get out of here now? Pretty much. Luckily he got out of there. But det är liksom ringsignaler. Ring, stick härifrån. Ring, eller goodbye, we get out of here now. Those are the signals, really. People with smink of clown faces, they cannot show their real face. And how could they cultivate so much food? Oh wait, they could cultivate it because they are farmers, of course. Of course. But the point is, if I saw these people reacting like this, even if they were commies or whatever politic you are in, I would run the fuck out. Because the wasteland up there is at least nicer than the wasteland down there. Because they were cuckoo and a cult type of thing. They decided which people should cultivate and which people should marry and blah blah blah. Actually, I'm a bit afraid of playing Fallout Shelter right now because I remember that. I do that in the game, that I decide which characters in the game should go to which people and which children they should have. I think the movie was fun, and in the end we didn't know what happened to the chick. They say the dog and the boy survived. And the chick said, can you not go with me, please, to the promised land or whatever? And then he said, and then it cut to black and we didn't know what happened, and they said, taste good meat. He's like, it did. You were with a bride and now you're not with a bride, he said. And I can assume that they eat her or something. I don't know. The wasteland is cruel, pretty much. I think the wasteland is cruel, but point is, we have the good buddies and the good music is playing back again. And they say, we're gonna go to Promised Land, and he says, oh, sad, I wanted to find a chick, and now he said, yeah, you maybe find the next one. And they're continuing their journey, and that's the end of that. And my recommendations are, the story is at least a 5, and characters and a 6 maybe. Interesting. And overall, the animation, overall, I give it at least a 4. It was not the best, but it's pretty impressive of the time, of course. I maybe give it a 5 then. In the last one then. I gave it a 5 in the last one. So it was pretty impressive, and that's all for me, and goodbye. Thank you for everything.